This video is for entertainment purposes only. Nothing should be taken as factual. This is all my opinion and for your entertainment. Thank you and enjoy. This is Sonia. Welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another celebrity reading. Today's reading, we are going to start, actually, I'm starting a brand new series. So I'm going to be doing a series on a popular TV show. There's a lot of franchises to this TV show, and there's a lot of storylines. And I picked this particular franchise because I think it's been on, it's like one of the longest shows in this particular franchise. And I find that they are some very interesting women. So I'm starting a series on the Real Housewives, which you can catch on Bravo. And the first out the gate is going to be the Real Housewives of Atlanta. So I have chosen a few of the housewives to do some celebrity readings on. And actually, their season is starting May the 1st. So I wanted to get the video out before the official season starts so we can watch along and see if we can see some of my predictions come to light during this next season. So now, I did pick a couple of housewives that are not on the show anymore, just because they still have such a strong presence and they're still very identified with the franchise. So the first one I'm going to be talking about, the one we're talking about today, is the housewife PORSHA Williams. So again, PORSHA's not on the show anymore. But she's still tied to the show. She's still a very popular housewife. So we're going to be talking about what is going on with Miss PORSHA, what she has coming up for herself here within the next few months. And she's still very popular on social media. So we're going to see how her life is going to be playing out over the next few months. All right, so let's get started. PORSHA Williams was born June 22nd, 1981. I do not have a birth time for her. So her rising sign, again, as always, could be 50-50. Okay. She was born in Atlanta, Georgia, which makes her currently 40 years old. She is a Cancer sun, Aquarius moon, and a Virgo rising without her birth time. Her Aquarius moon is what sticks out to me, and it's really reflective of how she does her romantic relationships. That Aquarius moon can draw to her some very interesting dynamics when it comes to her romantic life. PORSHA has been married before. She was married to an NFL football player, I think for a few years, I think for maybe about 5 years. That's when she first came on the show. And with regards to him, there was some questions around his sexuality. I guess it had been some rumors that had been following him for a number of years. It was somewhat addressed on the show. I don't want to go too much detail into too much detail of it, but it definitely was addressed on the show at one point. I think during their divorce or close when they were getting divorced, and it kind of gave the perception that she was aware of it, there was never anything that was said that was, by way of this is a definitive thing. But it kind of alluded to the fact that she went into the marriage knowing the situation or knowing whatever's going on. I really don't know, and I honestly don't care. But that does speak to her Aquarian energy. This also speaks to her Aquarian energy, the current relationship she's in now, because that relationship seemed to just drop out of nowhere. We didn't see that one coming. And that is very Aquarian. Things happening really, really quickly, out of the blue, unexpected, but ending just as fast. So we're going to talk a little bit more about this Aquarian moon and how this is playing out in her life and in her relationships. So speaking of relationships, I do my relationship calculations on everyone. So you know how I do this. This is the calculation I come up with at what age I see something happening in this person's love life, just depending on where they are in their love life. So the first scenario could be if this person was single, this would be the age in which I predict that someone would come into their life for a long-term commitment. Second scenario would be if this person was in a relationship, it was going well, it was healthy. This could be the time that they would want to put permanence on the relationship, and that could look like moving in together, getting engaged, or getting married, or making an exclusive monogamous commitment to each other. The third scenario would be if they were in a committed relationship and or marriage and it's not going well. This would be the time that there could be some type of shakeup in the relationship and the potential for a breakup. And the fourth scenario would be this would be the time that the person would probably be getting really serious about relationships, figuring out what they want in a relationship, what they want in a partner, and actually addressing any type of behaviors that they bring to the relationship that may be sabotaging them in a way of not having, in a way that they're not having a successful relationship, and they're addressing those things. The age in which I came up for Portia is, funny enough, the age of 42. Now, if we look back, I actually also came up with the age of 39. Now, at the age of 39, that was back in 2021, Portia got engaged. Okay, she got engaged to her current fiance a month shy of her 40th birthday. So she did fall into one of those scenarios, which is getting engaged at the age of 39. Now, fast forward, when I see some transitional energy in her relationship life is at the age of 42, which Portia will be which will be in 2023. Now, they've been engaged since last year. And, there's no certain time length or, that you have to be engaged or this, that, and the other. But it does not appear that there's a wedding anytime soon. I'm just going on the energy. Portia does seem like the type that if there was a wedding coming up, she would definitely be telling us. So I'm wondering if they're doing a long engagement and maybe this age of 42 in 2023 is when there's going to be a shift in that relationship dynamic. I'm not really sure. We should just have to wait and see. But let's move on from that. So remember, 42 is the age. All right, so we're going to be looking at where Portia has a lot of energy in her chart, how this could play out in her life, and how she could take advantage of some of this really good energy that she has going on. So the first thing we're going to look at is Jupiter. Jupiter is the planet of growth, expansion, abundance, opportunity, optimism, just seeing the big picture. It's also the planet of healing and wisdom. Also, the planet Neptune. Neptune is the planet of our fantasy, our dreams, spirituality. It's our intuition, compassion. It's also the planet of sometimes a little bit of confusion and delusion. This is where we don't see things clearly. This is where we idealize a lot of things and we see things the way we want them to be as opposed to what they are when we're dealing with Neptune. Now, Jupiter and Neptune are in conjunction. So basically they are traveling together, like right on top of each other. And they're actually in Portia's 7th house. In astrology, we have 12 houses. They represent 12 areas of our life. And the 7th house represents our one-on-one relationships. So this includes marriage, long-term commitments, business, our friends, our family, our business partner, people that we hire for services. This is the one-on-one connections we make with another person, okay? This is also the area that governs legal proceedings, and contracts are in this house. So with Jupiter and Neptune traveling together, typically when you have Jupiter in the 7th house, this could definitely bring an energy of optimism and joy and blessings within your relationship. Especially like if Portia was single, I would be interpreting this as her having a lot of dating opportunities, people coming into her life with regards to romantic. This would also look like her learning how to do relationships, because we consider Jupiter the teacher of the zodiac. So her learning how to do relationships. Now, this could still bode for her being coupled up in a relationship. So she is learning how to do relationships. She is drawing from her wisdom of all her previous relationships and learning how to do relationships. Now, this actually just brings you a lot of joy, expansion, and opportunity coming through your partnerships with other people. So again, your romantic partners, your spouse, business, friends, family, people that you're connected with, bringing a blessing to you, bringing opportunities to you. And we could see that playing out with Porsha on social media, that she is acquiring a lot of wonderful things with regards to her life that are coming through her fiance, Simon. Okay, she is benefiting from that. However, the concern that I have with that is because Jupiter and Neptune are traveling together, they're right on top of each other. Neptune can give you a false sense of what is really going on in the relationship. This may look like Porsha not seeing her one-on-one relationships clearly, seeing them for what she would like for them to be and not for what they truly are. Now, I don't know the ins and outs of Porsha's personal life, but if we are looking at it through the lens of her relationship with Simon, she may not be seeing Simon for who he is, but more or less who she wants him to be, or who she's idealized him to be. And she may be in for, I wouldn't say a rude awakening, but she may be in for a shakeup when he is not everything that she has thought he should be. This is like you put someone on a pedestal, and then when you find out they're human, you're let down. So this definitely could be an energy around that. This could be an energy around a partner that is suffering from maybe some mental health issues, maybe suffering from anxiety, maybe suffering from a depression of some sort, and she's not realizing that, or maybe she is and she's dealing with that. This could also be just an energy of your partner being detached from you, or there is a space that you guys are becoming detached. And even if you're spending time together, you guys are not connecting in a way. So that could be something that she's dealing with. Now, I'm just going to say it. This could be some deception from your partner or from you. This could be some type of deception in this relationship that is showing up or will be revealed within time. Okay, so I'm just going to leave that there. Porsha also has Saturn in the 6th house. The 6th house governs our health and fitness. That's mental and physical health. It is also the area that governs our work environment. So that's the people that we work with, around, and for, and our work environment that we work in, our personal routines. This is the area that governs pets and service to others. Saturn is going through this house. Now, Saturn stays in a house for about 2.5 years. So this appears to me to be about maybe a year and a half more of this energy in this particular house. So this is going to look like when Saturn comes into a house, it wants to come in and shake up the house that it's in to see what kind of foundation it's built on, to see if we can make this space in your life more efficient, work better, be of more value. Okay. So it does come in and cause some type of disruption. And Saturn wants you to work hard, to learn lessons, to build a solid foundation for yourself wherever it is transiting. It comes in and it means business. Okay. So because it's in the area of her 6th house, this could actually look like the possibility of Porsha having some health issues or some health challenges, particularly around her. They could have something to do with her nervous system, or maybe somewhere around her ankles, her calves, something to that effect. This could also look like the possibility of Portia suffering from depression, because Saturn comes in and sometimes puts you in a depressive state. So this could be something that's weighing heavily on her mental health, as just as well as her physical health, okay? Because Saturn will come in and set up health issues in an effort to get you to address your health, okay? If you won't do it proactively, Saturn will set up the circumstances, whereas you have an issue with your health that makes you focus on taking better care of yourself. Now, with Saturn there, but it's beneficial for her getting serious about her health, getting serious about how she takes care of her body. This is also the area that governs the foods that we eat. So this could be Portia getting very serious about her diet. So she may decide to change up how she eats. She may decide to become a vegan or a vegetarian or a pescatarian, or she starts to eliminate certain foods from her diet to make herself healthier, okay? Now, because this is also the area of her work environment, whatever type of work Portia's doing or going to get into, this could cause a shakeup in the dynamics of how she works and who she works around, okay? This could make her day-to-day work routine a little bit harder, where she's having to focus a little bit more, and it may be a little bit more stressful with regards to work for her. I'm not really sure what kind of projects she's doing right now, but whatever this is, this could definitely be a time that she is it gets very, very serious. And again, she has about 1.5 years more of this energy. So if it's not playing out now, it could be coming up very soon for her, that her work environment gets very stressful or gets very demanding. I'll say that. This is also the area of pets. So she may be thinking seriously about bringing a new pet into their home. And this is also the area of service to others. Now, as we talked about health issues that she could possibly go through, because this is the house of service to others, if it is not Portia that's having the health issues, this may be someone close to her that suffers from some health crisis of some sort, and she has to take care of them. Okay, so just keep that in mind. If it is not her, this could be someone close to her that she ultimately has to take care of because they are ailing or because they're sick. I hope that is not a thing, but it could be. She also has Pluto in the 5th house. 5th house is the house of joy. It's the house of romance, dating, and love affairs. It's the house of our children, fertility, procreation, self-expression, drama, things we take a risk on. Pluto has been in this house. Pluto typically stays in a house for about 14 years. It has been there for a substantial amount of time, and it still has a long ways to go. So it has a number of years before it goes out of her 5th house. Now, because Pluto stays in a house so long, it is a slow moving energy. So she's not going to feel this energy as much as she would feel like Jupiter energy that stays in the house for about 1.5 years and you could feel it, or Saturn that stays in there for 2.5 years and you can feel it. This Pluto is very subtle, but make no mistake, this is a very powerful planet. This is the planet of transformation, evolution, control, obsession, sex. This is also the planet of transformation, death, and rebirth, literally and figuratively. When Pluto comes to a house, it is coming there to transform it. It is an experience that you're never going to be the same from. Once you make this transformative change, it is there for life because it takes so long for you to do it. And because it's in the 5th house, this is definitely transformation around her dating life. Now, how I interpret this is I look at the degrees that the Pluto is at, and we consider in astrology 29 is a critical degree, meaning something is going to happen that is going to shake up this area of your life and just turn it upside down and transform it into something else. It is at the 28th degree, so we are getting close to that critical degree. I would say there is about to be something very transformative and dynamic happening in this area of her life. So, some of the things that could be, because it's the house of dating, romance, and love affairs, there may be a shakeup in her relationship. Okay. The house of children, there may be some transition or something dealing with her child that she has to deal with that transforms her in a way, because it makes her parent differently, or it makes her have to deal with her child in a different sort of way. I'm not really sure what that is. This is also the area of pregnancy. I would not be surprised if Portia could be announcing a pregnancy this year, or I'm going to go out on a limb and say that I don't know if Portia was pregnant maybe in the last few months, and that pregnancy did not end up in a birth. Okay. Something around pregnancy is going to be a highlighted factor for her, possibly. This is also the area of self-expression. So how Portia expresses herself, just whatever this is changing her in a way. This is the house of joy. So this is also the energy of her finding her joy again, finding what makes her happy again. Things that she thought were a part of her life that made her happy may be changing, and they're no longer a part of who she is. But a change around this area of her life is coming up for her this year in a very transformative and dynamic sort of way. Okay. See, the next energy we're going to talk about is in her ninth house. Long distance travel, higher education, foreigners, religion, spirituality, legal proceedings. The law is in this house. She has Uranus in this house. Uranus takes about 7 years to transit a house. This is going to be in this particular area of her life for at least until 2027, maybe 2028. Uranus is the planet of revolution. It's the planet of unexpected change. It's a planet of unpredictability, marching to the beat of its own drummer, not doing things the way we always do them. So this definitely can be energy around a lot of unexpected long distance travel for Portia over the next few years. This could very well look like Portia going back to school to obtain a degree. I don't know what her educational background is, but to educate herself on an area of study. So she may be going back to get a degree, a second degree, or whatever that is. But education is going to be something that comes up for her over the next few years. Again, the long distance travel. Her interactions with foreigners. This is already played out with her interactions with her fiance and his family. He is Nigerian. And if I'm not mistaken, she's in Nigeria now. So interactions with foreigners being a part of her life over the next few years. Also, this is going to have her transforming her religious and spiritual beliefs. When you have Uranus there, that is all about doing things differently. So I'm wondering if Portia is going through some type of spiritual awakening, or she has a curiosity about different religious practices, different cultures, and how they worship. And this will definitely tie in with her long distance travel that she does. So she may get the opportunity to see how other people worship in different areas of the world. And maybe that sparks something for her that she wants to bring into her spiritual life, or revamp her spiritual life, or grow in her spiritual life. Her faith is going to be a spotlight for her in an ever evolving and changing sort of way. Okay. She also has the North Node in her ninth house. Now, the North Node is all about where you're going. Okay. It's in the ninth house. So this is, again, reinforcing that Uranus energy that she's taking into consideration: higher education, religion, spirituality, travel, things of that nature. That's going to be so important for her. This is also the area that governs media. Okay. And when I say media, we're talking like the higher echelon of media. So this is like movies, things of that nature. I would not be surprised if Portia gets the opportunity to be in a movie of some sort. And this could look like a movie on the big screen. This could look like a foreign film. This could be a foreign film that she's starring in. This could also be something that has to do with her writing, directing. Portia is geared to do something really, really big in the realm of media. Now, I know she used to be in radio. I don't think she's no longer there. But she's about to do something, and I have a feeling that it has to do with her being in a movie of some sort. So I look forward to seeing that. She has her South Node down in the third house. So the third house is lower education. So this is where we go to school for things that we just enjoy, that we want to learn. She might also be learning a foreign language. So this could look like, for her, the third house is all about communication, how you speak, how you process information, how you communicate, how you learn. This is also the area that governs our siblings. So that's our siblings, our cousins, and our extended family, our neighbors, and our neighborhood, and short distance travel. The South Node is there. So this is actually the South Node energy. It's all about going in and addressing things in this area. So if there has been a disconnect with her and her siblings or her extended family, this will be the time that she wants to work on those connections with those types of people. This also is an energy around changes in her current neighborhood. Now, this could look like a move for Portia, but the move is not a big move. It's a move like, and I think she's already did this, where she moves from one neighborhood or moves out of a house and moves into another one, but didn't move far away from where she originally was. Something like that, but something about her neighborhood changing. Maybe she's getting new neighbors, something to the effect with her neighborhood going through changes, or a short distance move for her, which I think she's already done this, if I'm not mistaken. Again, this is also the area of media, but this is more like radio, YouTube, social media, things of that nature. So she may be gearing up for some smaller projects. She may be trying to write a book. She may be starting a podcast. She may be doing a website of some sort. She could be doing YouTube, vlogging, upping her social media presence. But something around social media is very important. And she's packaging it, whereas to turn it into a project or a business. I'll say that. Now, her theme of her 2022, and I'm going to use her theme of her 2022 from her next birthday. So from June 2022 to June 2023, that window of a year is going to have, again, everything to do with her sixth house. Health and fitness, work environment, pets, service to others. So this reinforces that whole pressure that she's going to have and attention she's going to have in that particular area of her life. Okay. Portia, let me see if she's going through any. Portia has, at this time, she's going through her Pluto square. So that transiting Pluto is in her fifth house, and it is squaring off to her natal Pluto in her second house. So the second house is all about how she earns her money, her value system, what she places value on, her priorities, her habits, her work ethic, things of that nature. So it's squaring off in her house of joy. So this says to me, how she earns her money definitely is going to go through a transformative change, but she's trying to find something that she can put her energy in that, number one, she enjoys, that brings her joy. But number two, she feels like is of value. She wants to put something out into the world that it's quality and people appreciate it and people can learn from it and gain and garner something from it. So I think she's being very, very particular about what her next career path is. Okay. She also has her Uranus opposition, and that is again in her third and her ninth house. So this is how I know whatever this thing is has definitely has to do with media and production. Again, I think the girl is going to be in a movie. That's what I think. I'm going to put that out there. She also has her Neptune square, squaring off her seventh to her fourth house. There is a lot of pressure, or there is some dynamics going on with regards to her family and her partner. Again, this is that Neptune square. So anytime you have a square in astrology, that's pressure. That is something that an action needs to be taken on. And it's in the fourth house of family and the seventh house of her partnerships. So I don't know if everyone in her family is crazy about this relationship. I don't know. There may be someone may not be as supportive as she would like for them to be, or she may not realize this person may not be feeling this relationship she's in, and maybe she doesn't know about it, or maybe she does and she's just trying to avoid it. But I think that that's going to come to a head if that is the situation. Okay. Portia is going to have her new moon solar eclipse, which is coming up for everyone on April the 30th. But that solar eclipse is going to be it's going to be in her ninth house. So a solar eclipse is all about new beginnings, new starts, fresh new starts. And it's going to be in the sign of Taurus. Okay. So Taurus rules money and love and harmony and things of that nature in this nice house. And it's going to be bumping up against that Uranus that's already there. There's something, a big surprise for Portia, a brand new beginning for Portia in this area of her life. Again, she may be making some kind of announcement or finding out some surprise news with regards to media projects, educational projects, maybe a big trip that she's going on. Again, this is the area that governs foreigners. Maybe there's some information with regards to a foreign person or a foreign land that she's dealing with. But whatever it is, it's going to come as a big surprise, and it's a new direction for her. It's a new direction in this area. Okay. I think that's it. Let's take a look at her natal chart. She has the ruler of her seventh house is in Pisces. So anytime I see that, that's indicative of someone that has more than one marriage. Okay. That definitely sounds like her. Let's see what else do we have here. Fifth house. Looking at her career house in her natal chart, she has the Sun and Mercury, and they're conjuncting each other in her 10th house of career. This definitely looks like Portia's career is centered around communication, getting her message out, television, things of that nature. And her Mercury is in Cancer. So that means, for me, she appeals to the female audience. So, yeah, Mercury is all about media, radio, communication. So she's falling in alignment with her career aspirations, with being in front of the camera, with being on radio, things of that nature. Also, the ruler of her seventh house is in her fourth house. So that says to me, with regards to how she looks at relationships, she wants to marry. She wants to have a family. Those family dynamics is very traditional. Family is very important to her. This is a person that's going to stay very close to their roots and where they live. So her family plays a big part of her life. So even and her being a Cancer, that goes without saying. It may be very hard for her to leave where she was born or leave where her family is. She likes to stay close to family, which makes sense. Now, sometimes the dynamic with the family can overlap, and she can allow her family to get way too involved with her relationship, particularly with her marriage. So she has to be very careful about putting up healthy boundaries around her marriage with regards to her family. She has very traditional values when it comes to marriage. And this placement also pretty much manifests itself with being with partners that can provide a stable home for her. So stability in the home, whereas she can have the freedom to do things that she likes to do, particularly if she wants to be have her own career. Her partners will provide a stable foundation for her to go off and to do whatever it is that she wants career-wise. So to sum it up, Porsha Williams, what I see for her coming up this year is definitely energy around her relationships. I need Porsha to stay grounded when it comes to her relationships. I need her to stay realistic and to see things for what they are and not for what she wants them to be. I don't want her to be headed for a disappointment that she could possibly be setting herself up for with regards to her relationships, simply because she had this fantasy or this idea that actually was not true. Her work environment, her health, I want her to focus on that and be very careful in taking care of herself mentally and physically. There's going to be a lot of stress around her work environment. So just preparing herself for a lot of busyness with the work environment and a lot of pressure with regards to work. This year could see Porsha maybe announcing a pregnancy. Do I think that they're getting married this year? I don't think so. I don't believe they're getting married this year. Do I believe that they're going to break up? I can't say definitively they're going to break up. I just feel like with looking at this chart, they may take a step back from moving forward with getting married. I think that they're going to put a kind of like put the brakes on getting married, simply because I don't think that they know each other enough, and they may start to really see some things in each other that they're not necessarily fond of, and they are going to kind of like try to, I guess, backtrack and get to know each other and see if they want to move forward. I'm going to put it that way. All right. But she definitely has some great opportunities around media projects. I'm going to say it again. She's probably going to be in a movie or a play at best, but I think it's a movie. Maybe writing a book or something to that effect. But some type of media projects is going to take up a lot of her energy, and I think that's where she's going to find her biggest joy. Okay, so that's my reading on the first installment of the Real Housewives of Atlanta astrology series. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Leave a comment down below if you know any insider information on Miss Porsha that I may have touched on and you have a story to tell. If you would like a personal reading with me, please visit my website at www.goddesslife.biz. I also have metaphysical items on there. I'm also on Etsy. Please follow me on all my social media platforms, Facebook and Instagram at Melanin Goddess Life. And again, like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Hit the notification bell so you can be notified every time I upload a video. Thank you so much for your time, and you guys have a great day. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.